Hello there, and welcome to my channel. Sorry I've been away for a while. I've actually been on a vacation and I really wanted to use this time to just unwind and recharge. I haven't been going anywhere for obvious reasons, so it was very different from usual, and I did my best to try to find the pleasures in simple things like spending the evening crocheting or just painting for fun. Today I would like to share with you the first impressions from this QOR Mini Watercolor palette. It was quite expensive, and actually I came up with a challenge for myself. And this challenge is to make this palette the last art supply purchase for this year. Yes, you heard me right, I'm planning not to buy any more art supplies this year, because I have plenty of paper, I have plenty of paints, I have the brushes that are working great for me, so I decided it makes sense to try and be a little bit more minimalistic and a little bit more mindful about the purchases that I make, and I believe it will help me save some money as well. But let's go back to the palette. There were quite a few reasons why I wanted to have it so much. One of the reasons is that it is QOR watercolors, and I have never tried them before, or I have tried only one color from the tube just the day before I purchased the full palette. It worked out really well, so I was very curious about how other watercolors from QOR perform. And these are all artist-grade watercolors, and I really try to use artist-grade watercolors for a very simple reason. It's not like I make a masterpiece every time, but sometimes I really fall in love with a sketch that I make or just some small piece of painting, and then I would like to have it on the wall or maybe to give it somebody as a present. And then it would be very sad if it was made with colors of poor quality or poor light fastness and it wouldn't last for that long. So that's why I tend to choose the watercolors of really good quality. And usually they last me for a very long time. Another reason why I wanted this palette so much is the tin itself. It is very compact, and I thought it would have been a great travel palette for me. However, as you can see on the video right now, the lid doesn't lay down flat, so it is a little bit tilted upwards, which makes it pretty much impossible to use it as a mixing area when it's just lying on the table. So the only way you could do it if you hold the lid while you're holding the whole palette in your hand when you're probably sketching somewhere outside. So keep that in mind if you're planning to get one as a travel palette as well. The colors itself though are really gorgeous. They're very easy to re-wet, because for this swatch I didn't pre-wet the palette on purpose. I wanted to see how it would perform right away, and you can see how buttery and smooth they are, and they do not require any extra time at all to be ready for use. These colors are also very bright. They're really pigmented and I love it. So I can tune them down by using more water, or I can get some very intense color if I want to, just by picking up more pigment on my brush. 10 out of 12 colors are single pigment colors, and they mix very nicely. It is only sap green and Payne's gray that consist of 3 pigments, and yet I've been using them in mixes a lot, and I didn't see any problem of getting mud at all, so I was very happy about it. It also says on the palette that 6 out of 12 colors have excellent light fastness, and only 2 of the colors they have a light fastness grade 2, which I suppose means good light fastness, and these are phthalo blue and Payne's gray. But other colors, they are marked as NA, which I assume is not available, which is a bit weird, because for example this color that I'm swatching right now, it is called Deoxazine Purple, and I bought this color actually in a tube just the day before I bought the palette. And on the tube with this color, it says that it does have an excellent light fastness. So I'm wondering why the put is not available on the palette. Maybe the palette was produced before the tubes and they didn't know back then how good the light fastness was. So I don't know, I haven't researched it yet, and to be honest, I find it a little bit peculiar that the information is different. So if you know why it is that way, please let me know in the comments below. I would also like to say that in my opinion, the color selection for the palette is just perfect. It literally is, at least for me, because it is very often that I look at the palette and then I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm not going to use this color, so I'll probably need to replace it with another one, and this one doesn't look that nice either. But here, literally each of the color I typically use in my paintings or in my sketches, like all of them. And by the way, take a look at this sap green. That was actually one of the other reasons why I wanted this palette so much. I really wanted to swatch this sap green, and I think it's just a perfect grass color. It's just amazing. I love this color so much. The other colors are cadmium yellow primrose, nickel azo yellow, transparent pyrrole orange, pyrrole red medium, quinacridone magenta, dioxazine purple, ultramarine blue, phthalo blue, sap green like I said, transparent brown oxide, burnt umber, and Payne's grey. Oh, and by the way, on the swatch sheet I actually first swatched burnt umber and then transparent brown oxide, so just keep that in mind. So yeah, I think the color selection is great. I will probably make another swatch sheet for this palette later on, because I do understand that they wanted to maximize the space. However, it is much more comfortable for me when the swatches are located in the same way as the paints, because here I would need to constantly try to find the color and then the swatch, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Now I will swatch the colors once again on a larger space, just to get an actual feel of how the colors flow and how far can the pigment last, and just to see how much I can get out of them, if that makes sense. So if you don't want to see the swatch again, you can just skip this part of the video. Then I decided to make a very quick painting just to see how the colors work together. Please keep in mind, I had no plan for this painting whatsoever. Nothing at all. So it's something like a half abstract landscape. I just wanted to see how the colors would work together, how pigmented they are, and how the mixes perform, and so on. Here it looks as if the colors became much more pale after the first layer dried, but I think it's just the camera eating the color, because this is not the case at all. The colors remained almost unchanged. Of course, they did become a little bit paler, but the transition is not that obvious as it might seem on the camera. The colors are very, very bright, very, very pigmented. They really look great when they dry out. This is all for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. I'm planning to make more sketches with QOR Mini Watercolor palette, which I'm going to show in my next videos. So if you would like to see them, make sure to subscribe. Please also like this video if you have enjoyed it, so that more people could see it. Thank you so much, have a great day, and see you in my next video. Bye!